Today we have the pleasure of introducing you to Salina Regional Neurosurgery's newest team member. Salina Regional Health Center welcomes neurosurgeon Dr. Stephen Tenny. Dr. Tenny, thank you so much for being on the show. Wanted to start out to have you tell me and the viewers a little bit about yourself.
Certainly. I grew up in the Kansas City area, went to medical school at the University of Kansas, then did my training up in Omaha, Nebraska at the University of Nebraska Medical Center, finished a 7-year residency there, and then came down here to Salina for a good community.
Why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about what a neurosurgeon does?
Sure. Neurosurgery is a 7-year residency, and we focus on pathologies or diseases of the brain, the spine, and the peripheral nerves. So anything from brain tumors and brain bleeds to injuries and problems in the neck and low back, as well as the peripheral nerves such as carpal tunnel. For the surgeries, there's lots of different surgeries we do and lots of exciting technology in neurosurgery. Some of the surgeries we do awake when we're taking on brain tumors. We place deep brain stimulators to help treat Parkinson's disease and resect parts of the brain for epilepsy. Okay. We use a lot of technology such as neuronavigation and spine navigation. We're putting rods and screws in the back to help out with slipped discs and bulging discs. And then we treat a lot of what we call radiculopathy or injury to the nerves when you have a bulging disc or pinched nerve somewhere in the neck or low back.
So why don't you talk, how does a patient get in to see a neurosurgeon, or at what point should they look at a neurosurgeon?
Certainly. Most people will experience back pain or neck pain at some point in their life, and usually that's best worked up by their primary care doctor or primary care provider. They see them, they do the initial workup, and then typically they get some sort of imaging, whether it's a CT scan or MRI. And if that shows some abnormality, whether it's in the neck or low back or in the brain, then that's typically when they send someone off to see a neurosurgeon. And we use that information to kind of work with the patient and with you to figure out what's going on and how we can best help out.
Okay. What do you see in the future in neurosurgery?
There's lots of exciting advancements. We're getting better at the surgeries we do to help treat the pain going into the arms and legs, as well as in the brain tumors, exciting treatments about various tumors that exist in the brain, and then a lot of the technology there that exists too, to make it so we use smaller and smaller technologies, more minimally invasive spine surgery, as well as the instrumentations, getting better about lasting longer and helping people out more. You know,
what drove you to want to be a neurosurgeon?
Yeah. I actually started out doing computer engineering and then decided to switch because I wanted more of a personal experience. Okay. So I worked for IBM for a little bit and then went back to medical school. And in medicine, I enjoy the surgical aspect of the gratification of helping people out with surgery. And then neurosurgery specifically deals with the brain and spine, and that's one of the leading edges of all of medicine that's still undiscovered, and we're getting a lot of advances on, but we still don't have a solid understanding of lots of parts of the brain. And I find that fascinating in being able to help people out with those issues.
Okay. And one aspect of neurosurgery we haven't touched on is trauma. Why don't you talk about the trauma aspect of it?
So a lot of neurosurgery is also trauma related. We know about 20% of car accidents, significant car accidents, have some sort of trauma that needs to be seen by a neurosurgeon, whether it's bleeding in the head, broken bones in the neck or in the low back, and we deal a lot with that of trying to fix those or treat those conditions as they arrive in trauma.
Okay. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. For more information, you may visit salinaregionalneurosurgery.com.